In breaking news late today, CBS News has confirmed that a federal grand jury in Washington is now part of the investigation of Russian meddling in the U.S. election and whether anyone in the Trump campaign was involved. The panel is working with special counsel Robert Mueller. Jan Crawford is our chief legal correspondent. Jeff Pegues is our justice and homeland security correspondent. Jan, let me start with you. What does it mean that a grand jury is now involved?
Well, I mean, Anthony, this is a standard tool that federal prosecutors use day in and day out to conduct investigations. It's how they would issue subpoenas and compel the production of documents or testimony. And as special counsel, Mueller had authority to use a grand jury. It was widely assumed that he would, just like special prosecutors have done in the past. It doesn't mean that indictments or charges are imminent. It's just like a vehicle that Mueller and his team will use to carry out this investigation.
What specifically do you think he's doing here?
Well, I mean, let's say that he wanted to get documents or a reporter's notes, and the witness didn't want to turn them over. He would need a grand jury to get a subpoena to compel them to turn them over. Or if he wanted testimony, he could subpoena someone to come and testify. And keep in mind, I mean, as President Clinton found out, it's a crime to lie to a grand jury.
Jeff, what does this say about the scope of the investigation?
Anthony, we know that this is an investigation that is intensifying, and we know that because the special counsel is adding to his team. He's brought on most recently an expert in foreign bribery, and so we know that investigators are trying to follow the money, but also investigate whether there were any improper contacts between the Trump campaign and Russian operatives. And that's why this meeting at Trump Tower in June of 2016 that involved Donald Trump Jr. is so important. Investigators want to figure out what was said and communicated before, during, and then after that meeting, and that's where subpoenas could come into play, and the grand jury as well.
In the past, Jeff, the president has said that his finances are a red line. Do you think this increases the possibility that he might fire Robert Mueller?
Well, that is, in the last couple of weeks, really become a red line for members of Congress. They've made it pretty clear that they're not going to stand for that. In fact, today just introduced legislation by both the Democrat and Republican that essentially prevents that from happening. And by the way, Anthony, just today, in response to this grand jury, Ty Cobb, the special counsel to the president, released a statement saying, in part, the White House favors anything that accelerates the conclusion of his work fairly.
Jeff Pegues and Jan Crawford, thanks.